Ever wonder how we went from horses to highways? Well, buckle up, because today we're talking about the man who made driving a thing, Henry Ford. Dude basically changed the world by taking cars from rich people's toys to everyday essentials. I mean, if you've ever sat in traffic, you kinda owe that experience to him. But let's rewind and see how Ford went from farm kid to automobile legend. Born in 1863 in Michigan, Ford didn't have Wi-Fi, obviously, TikTok, or anything cool like that. What he did have was a farm life, and spoiler, he hated it. While most kids were chilling with cows and crops, young Henry was busy taking apart every gadget he could find. He was obsessed with machines, like straight up obsessed. When he saw his first steam engine at 12 years old, it was game over. From that moment, Henry knew he wanted to change the world with technology. Fast forward to his 20s. Ford was grinding, working at Edison's company. Yes, that Edison. He was messing around in his garage, building engines and dreaming big. Now, here's a hot take. Henry Ford didn't actually invent the car. Yeah, shocking, right? That honor goes to Carl Benz, the guy behind Mercedes-Benz. But Ford wasn't trying to invent the car. He wanted to take that invention and level it up for the masses. Back in the late 1800s, cars were basically like today's luxury yachts. Only the super rich could afford them, and they were more of a flex than anything practical. Ford looked at that and said, "Nah, I'm about to make cars for everyone." He wasn't just trying to make fancy toys. He wanted a car that was affordable, reliable, and easy to produce. So in 1908, he dropped the Model T, and boom, it changed everything. The Model T was the car that put America on wheels. At less than $900 a pop, cheap for back then, it was like the iPhone drop of its time. Everybody wanted one. By the way, cars before this? They were hella expensive, like over $3,000. Imagine paying Tesla prices for a car in the 1900s. Ford flipped the script and made it so regular people could actually afford to own a car, not just the rich elite. It was basically the ultimate democratization of transportation. But making the Model T wasn't enough for Henry. Nah, he wanted to take things up a notch, enter the assembly line. Okay, so picture this. Before Ford, building a car was like trying to put together a 5,000-piece IKEA set, but with zero instructions. That it slashed production time from 12 hours to just 90 minutes. Let that sink in for a sec. Less time than it takes to binge a few episodes of your favorite show. It wasn't just about making cars faster, it made them cheaper. Ford was like, yo, if we can build cars this fast, I can sell them for way less and still make bank. By doing that, Ford didn't just revolutionize the car industry, he completely changed how manufacturing works across the board. Oh, and don't even get me started on the $5 workday. In 1914, Ford was like, yeah, I'm gonna double my workers' wages. Before this, people were pulling in around $2.50 a day, and factory work was rough, y'all. But Ford saw the bigger picture. He knew that if his workers were getting paid more, they'd be happier and more productive. Plus, they'd have the cash to actually buy the cars they were building. I mean, how's that for a win-win? Not gonna lie, Ford's $5 workday was iconic. It made his factories some of the most sought-after places to work. People lined up for jobs, productivity soared, and Ford became more than a boss. He became a legend. But Ford's influence went way beyond factories. He didn't just change how we make cars, he legit changed how we live. Before him, people had to live near their jobs. After the Model T, commuting from the suburbs was a thing. So, yeah, he kind of invented suburban life. Oh, and here's a wild one. Ford tried to build a utopian city in the Amazon rainforest called Fordlandia. Spoiler, it flopped. But hey, dream big or go home, right? But let's be real, Ford wasn't perfect. He had some problematic views, and while he was a business genius, Not all his personal beliefs aged well. Still, there's no denying the legacy he left behind. Ford didn't just change the car game, he revolutionized how we make stuff. From fast food to the latest gadgets, the assembly line he perfected basically built the modern economy. Every time you buy something mass-produced, you're seeing Ford's influence. By the time he passed in 1947, Ford was more than just an auto king. He was a global icon. His innovations transformed how we work, live, and travel. So next time you see a Ford on the road, remember, it's not just a car. It's the legacy of the man who changed the world. And that's a wrap on Henry Ford's wild ride through history. If you're all about these deep dives into the lives of history's biggest game changers, hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and ring that bell so you don't miss any future drops. Peace out, and stay grinding, fam.